All right. Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, guys and girls? It is D Dunn here, and we're back on Oakland A's franchise. Season 2 and last episode, we finished the month of May. We went through a good bit of scouting. I think we have some good prospects to look for in the draft this year. And along with that, we are going to do a spotlight down into the minor leagues of our draft picks last year. So let's take a look at who that entails and see if I can remember who we drafted. So I know that our first round pick was left fielder Martin Meza, who is progressing pretty well so far. No regression, which you would expect to see. We did start him in AAA, which is asking a lot of him. But he is a 67 overall. Overall, great speed, really good at stealing, very aggressive on the base path as well. Fairly good defensively. He reacts well and he fields the ball, but just kind of has a noodle for an arm. Bat skills, blast the ball, especially against lefties. Not great at getting on base, but we see his vision going up by 3 already, so I feel pretty good about that. Batting, it's kind of what you expect, given what his attributes are. He's only averaging 215, so at the very least he is over that Mendoza line. On base percentage is at 248. And slugging is a 373, which isn't great. So an OPS at 600 isn't excellent. We could look at moving him down to the minors, but he is progressing pretty well, and I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I mean, when you look at these guys in Double A, even though their C potential instead of B potential, but they're not progressing nearly as quickly. So I feel okay with him at AAA right now. If it gets really bad, if he's not progressing as fast as we want, then we might look to move him down to get a little bit easier experience. Who else did we draft? I know we also had starting pitcher in here, Stuart Orr, who is doing amazing. 6-3 record, has pitched 79 innings, only 33 strikeouts, but has also only given up 9 walks, and his ERA is at a very low 2.28 and a WHIP at a phenomenal 0.8. So looking real good. I think we had another pitcher in here as well, Mario Orozco from the Dominican Republic. A little bit different, and he has higher. He's a little bit higher in the stuff, the break, the control, the velocity, but just not as good. K per 9 doesn't give up home runs, doesn't give up hits, but probably is going to walk a little bit more. But he's showing a little progression, but not much. And Andreas Gillian, I think, was also a draft pick. I don't know. It's hard to keep track, not even going to lie, but I'm also not too worried about it. The big ones we want to highlight, are those B and A potential guys. I know this was another one, Kevin Fujita. B potential, but 23 years old, and also 49 overall. So definitely a long-term project, and also in Single A. So, the big ones that we're looking at are the two main ones. I think JJ Marino was one. Yeah, deep potential guy. We were hoping that maybe he has, a breakout year down in Double A. Maybe his potential goes up. But, he's progressing a little bit. He is hitting the ball well. 293, 11 home runs. It's just, I don't know. What do you do in MLB The Show whenever you draft a guy who's going to regress uh, despite performing well? That's unfortunate. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We're not too beat up about it. Newton St. Aud was a draft pick, similar to Meza. High power bat, pretty good defensively, has speed, B overall as well. So he's getting some progression down in Single A. But the two big ones are going to be Meza and our pitcher. So let's see if we can find. My dog's having some crazy dreams over there. Let's see if we can find a game. I have no idea who we would want to even take on. We have a 2, 4, 5. We have a 6-game stretch versus Salt Lake. Sure. All right. We'll do some scouting here. I have to apologize. I'm a little bit out of it. I'm very tired today, but we're all right. One new pitcher discovered. Who was he? It was a closing pitcher who's not very good, so forget that. Our relief pitchers, wow, we're making good progress on these guys. Probably don't need to continue scouting. We really just wanted to see if some of these top-ranked guys, like this one, is this guy a generational relief pitcher? Is that even a thing? It looks like he could be, super high potential, super high overall, ranked number 2 in the draft class. So super high hits per 9, K per 9, doesn't give up home runs. I mean, he looks like he could be excellent. But I mean, we're really far along with our relief pitchers. Do we dip into some of these other? Let's see, that was East, West, East. So we might take a look at relief pitchers in the East, about starting pitchers. East looks pretty prominent as well. And you see it all the time where you might have someone come into the league as a starting pitcher, get moved down into a relief role. So we can always look to do that as well. We've got a lot of West and East basically. So, so not looking. So let's do that. Let's go starting pitchers in the East. Let's see, we're week 10 out of 4. Let's see if we can maybe find an outfielder. Let's start looking for something besides pitchers. I think we discovered a closing pitcher that looked really good. Yes, this guy, Carlos Silva. So I definitely want to try and scout him for at least 1 week. Just have to keep a mental note of that. Our third baseman that we scouted looks to be okay. Looks pretty well-rounded. I mean, the definition of well-rounded. Pretty much mid-70s across the board on almost all of his attributes, except for he has some speed. So I think it's worthwhile to probably go another week with him. Maybe we'll discover an amazing player out in the outfield. We'll see, but we'll take that. And let's look at our next game. We're going to player lock on Martin Meza. And let's see how he does. I think outside of like the created player aspect that you have in MLB The Show, this very well might be my first minor league game I've ever played. So,
And now, your Las Vegas.
We will see.
Leading up for the Aviators, the left fielder, Martin Meza.
All right. So we're facing fast fastballs from Fernando Romero. And that was a pitch to hit. Slider right down the middle. You hate to take that pitch. Definitely wasn't ready. Ooh. Okay. Dotted the fastball. Good eye on that one, not to swing too low. Now we definitely have to protect. Those last two pitches pretty far out of the zone. Pretty easy takes. I imagine a challenge pitch is coming here. And we get one. A two-seamer up in the zone. Now with his vision very low, it is...
Make the turn, go, make the turn.
It is harder to time it. If I understand it right, your vision has a lot to do with how well you can time up. You know, the higher the vision, the more that expands, that range expands of what is considered a good swing. But we do get a double. You know, let's not glance over that fact. We had a nice double there. Shot it down third base line. Ooh, it's good to see Estuary Ruiz performing well. He might get the call up in September. That one snagged on a line by the third baseman.
Batting seven, the shortstop.
Now with two outs. Nick Allen does not perform well versus righties, generally. And that's a swing and a miss. Our double does not get us anything. And we're back up to bat. 1 for 1 on the day. Get under that two-seamer. I think, we thought, seeing the slider right down the middle last time, we go ahead and swing at the first pitch. It wasn't a bad pitch to swing at, but we've been late on everything so far. And then we get a changeup that we flail at.
1-1. Here we go.
We're still 1 for 2, which is not bad. 50% is enough for a Hall of Fame. This one rolled over. And despite his good speed, he cannot outrun that. Here we are in the bottom of the ninth. Down 1, we need to get a rally going. And just misses the four-seamer. Flies out. And not anything exciting from our young AAA prospect, unfortunately. We go 1 for 3 with a double. I do want to look at my settings real quick. Settings, mode specific. Whenever we are, maybe gameplay. Because I noticed we never get any defensive plays. So I am curious as to why that is. Is there a setting for that? I'm sure there is, but I am not seeing it. All right. Well, that went very quickly. So let's see if we can get another one. Let's just go ahead and hop into the next game. We're going to player lock him again. You know, our AAA and AA teams won their respective championships last year. So would like to continue that success. Here we have 2 runners on with only 1 out.
1-0.
Much different pitch mix than the pitcher we faced last game. Not nearly as much velocity.
Outside, that's a ball.
And we started off with a lot of sliders. Well, 2 out of 3 sliders. This one a fastball on the hands. We try and muscle that one out. But it is a fly ball. It does advance the runner to home. And we do get an RBI.
Now batting, the left fielder.
So a sacrifice fly. Oh, man. That was the pitch. That was the pitch.
Come on, big guy. See it, drive it. See it, drive it.
That went a little in on the hands. And a broken bat with a 2-seamer on the black. Or sorry, a 4-seamer on the black.
Ball 1. Hey, it's your pitch. Drive it deep. Here we go, baby.
Still in this. And we don't catch up to that 4-seamer very high and inside. Maybe could have taken that one for a ball. But here we have another position where we have a runner on. And I think every swing we have taken has been late. We've not been able to get one to be able to pull it. And again, in the bottom of the 8th, we have a base runner on. Our pitcher now has a sinker, slider, changeup, and slurve.
Hey, let's keep it going.
So we're going to be looking to hit probably low in the zone where we're going to get pitched, looking for that sinker. On that one pretty well. Good timing, but just a little under it. That one does not advance the runner. Although we did show a little bit of power right there. We did win the game. So that's something. These are going very quickly without the defensive plays. If anyone knows where that setting is at, I would love to change that. And since these games are going really fast, we'll stick with it. I'm going to look through these settings one more time. So gameplay. Oh, here we go. Decisions. Rules. Miscellaneous. Player lock game flow. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to watch from the dugout. We just only want what our player's doing. Oh, here we go. Player lock fielding opportunities. Play non. There we go. We found it now. Okay. So now we might get to see our boy on defense. We haven't really had any bad games, you know. We got a hit in our first one. We got a sacrifice fly. Also an RBI, I believe, in our first game. We just,
Batting fourth,
you know,
the left fielder,
with the amount of power that he has, you know, you'd like to see some balls to the outfield, but we've also not been timing them up particularly well.
Hey, let her rip. Let her rip. Let's go. One strike.
Looks like we'll be fastball hunting against Jesse Schultens. 97 mile an hour. That one is a little early. Does show some decent power, but under it a little bit, and that is not enough to advance the runners. Back up again in the bottom of the second. 2 on, 2 outs. I bet we crush a fastball here. We just get an opportunity. Good timing on our last at bat. Just a little under.
No. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Doing well, holding off on the slider. Not nearly as powerful against our right-handed pitchers. But a well-hit ball there. Gets it through the gap. And that does score a run.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So an RBI single. Hit the ball hard, 103 off the bat. And we do get it through the infield.
Ball 4. Take your base.
All right. We kept the train going.
The center fielder.
And they walk in another run. Estuary Ruiz has phenomenal clutch rating. So expect to see him put the ball in play here. That one, however, does not get through, and that is the 3rd out. Still have yet to see a defensive situation,
Hey, see it? Drive it right
but we have a runner on. Looking for that high fastball. That one, you know,
Let her rip 1 time.
inside, but technically on the black, so definitely not a pitch to swing at. That one, not bad either. You know, not the worst swing, just a little late. And, I mean, just barely under it. And now we finally have a defensive situation, which is going to be interesting. Have yet to play in the outfield in a player lock situation. And we get that foul ball. Crazy. I think that's kind of partly why I turn those situations off, because they're just not exciting a lot of the time. All right, we do have a lefty pitcher on the mound, so we definitely could showcase our, our stronger power side.
Beat it out. He's out.
But we roll over the top of a circle change. Now we're out on defense.
2.
Oh. Forgot about that. All right. And that's a game.
Here now is our final line score. First for your victorious home team. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 10 men on base.
So we go 1 for 4.
For the Bees, 3 runs on.
Okay. I mean, we're improving our average. We are improving our average, but definitely nothing stellar. All right. Let's do one more. do one more player lock with Martin Meza, and then we will move to our AA pitcher, who is performing very well at his position. Exciting to see what he can do, especially with his very unique attributes.
The batter, the center fielder.
Uh-oh. Here we have a bases loaded situation. Top of the second with only one out. Looked like we got out of the jam there.
Here you go. Let it fly out right here.
Went a little high. Well hit ball there.
Find the ball. You got it. Round it.
Gets past the second baseman. And that is a well hit single.
Hey, one time, right now.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Daz Cameron.
Okay, another single from our teammate here.
Batting sixth, the center fielder,
Does advance us, and Ruiz is up again. Excellent clutch rating.
Infield fly rule. Batter out is fair.
And that's a fly out, though. Would love to try and steal third. Or just steal A base.
Make it yours.
You're going,
That one gets through.
You're going.
And we're running home. We take home easily.
Nice hustle.
All right.
now batting, left fielder, Martin Meza.
1 for 1 with a run in the game.
That missed. That's the ball. Come on,
Take
big
that.
boy, get your pitch. 1-0.
Ooh. We do bite on the changeup.
Hey,
Does that mean
see
he
you drive
comes
right
back
off
at
the
us
pitch
with the
and I'm
heat?
out.
Does, but inside. Got the bat on it there. Not a bad swing, but that's baseball. That's a fly out. All right, we're in on defense now. Are we just meant to watch a home run? Okay, thanks, game. What a defensive play we got to see there. As we give up a home run and we just watch it. All right, MLB THE SHOW. You just really wanted me to see that home run, I guess. Cool. And we catch a routine fly ball.
Hey, your pitch.
Exciting stuff. All right, here we go. Bite on the slider. Foul that one off.
That's the ball.
Changeup does not get us. Come on. Give me a fastball to hit. How about that, buddy?
Ball high. See it driving. Let's go. Right here.
Do get the fastball, but too high. Ooh. Pitch to hit, but late on the changeup. And that's a nice hit ball out in the center field.
Round
That
it.
falls.
Pick up the ball. Wow, that ball was hit hard. Good job.
Now batting,
91 off the bat.
designated hitter,
We'll take that. A little bloop out in the center. Might look to steal here.
the
Wide,
center
just for
fielder,
fun.
Number 1, Alexi Ruiz.
Here we go now. Come on now. One time.
This one fairly well hit on the right field. But that is our third out. This will be our last bat as it is the bottom of the ninth. 2 for 3 on the day. Would love to finish it off with a 3 for 4 day. Who knows, maybe we spark something for the team. Ooh, and a splitter. Good pitch there. Take one on the black. Very well could have been strike 3, but we risk it. And we worked ourselves into a full count. And a very nice ball into the gap.
You got it. Round it.
It should be at the very least a double. They just now field it. And we are going to hold it second with a stand-up double. Our 12th of the season.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Daz Cameron.
Hey, one pitch right here. Come on now. Ball 4. Take your base.
Does draw a walk.
Center fielder, Alexi Ruiz.
Hey, get your pitch and drive it right here.
Damn. And ground into a double play.
Shortstop,
Nick Allen's our last hope. That one does get over the second baseman's head. And that is an RBI. And offensively for ourselves, not a bad day. However, I imagine the team probably did not rally, and it looks like we did not, losing to Salt Lake 7-3.
Our final line score. First for the
But we finished 3 for 4 of the day with a double and 2 runs. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Now let's go down to Double A. And look at this. Our next game is with Stewart Orr. So we player lock. Again, having a phenomenal season. 2.22 ERA, 0.79 whip, and 1.5 WAR. Not bad. Would look for him to be progressing a little bit faster with B potential, but especially, and this is like the one thing that I just like, okay, music, that I just don't quite understand sometimes about the show is you have a guy, I know that potential rating has a lot to do with how fast a player progresses, but you might have an A potential guy.
Your Midland Rockhound.
An A potential guy performing terribly and skyrocketing in terms of progression. And then, you know, even like we saw that our rookie or our guy we drafted, the potential player, right? And a D overall.
0-1.
So, you know, D potential, and he's like a 60-something overall. And just regressing massively, even though he's performing better than his ratings would suggest. So you would think at the very least he just wouldn't regress.
Hey, we got one out right here.
But I digress. Stewart Orr, 3-pitch out, and I think this is pretty much what he does.
Hey, come on now.
Absolutely pinpoint on his pitches. You can already see he has better control than many major league pitchers. See by the size of the, what would you even call it? This reticle, this pulse, the size of the pulse is much smaller than we see even in our pros. And when you can control like that, you can earn your strikeouts.
Hey, 2 outs, 1 away.
And so I expect, even though he doesn't have great velocity, I still expect him to just dot up batters left and right. He's going to give up some ground outs. We know that. But overall, just
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
proving to be filthy. And we get a huge swing and miss there. And now we see if our Rockhounds can give us some
Leading off for Tulsa,
some
the
cushion.
designated hitter, Brandon.
And our bats do not get us anything in the first. We got a good pitch mix,
All right,
especially, sinker changeup pitches that guys are going to roll over. Not the best stuff, even though he does have excellent control, or apparently excellent control. Only 53 on his
Hey, we got
ratings.
no one here.
Our catcher does field it. And he gets there in time for the out.
Hey, we got one.
The sinker not sinking quite enough.
Hey, get him with your best stuff right here.
Better located there. And we're going to bury a changeup and see if he goes for that.
One.
It does go down the third base line, but should be a easy out, and it is.
Batting 6, the right fielder, Samuel Munoz.
And so far, through 2 innings, Stuart Orr continuing his great
One, huh?
minor league season.
No balls, 2 strikes.
The slider's already gotten mini swing and miss. How about a high outside fastball? Kind of a waste pitch, but
Ball.
a little bit closer than what I thought.
2.
One.
Then we have a broken bat. Third baseman charges.
He's safe.
And a poor throw. An error that allows our first hit of the game.
Hey, 2 outs.
Unfortunate
All 1.
that our defense does not do enough.
Ball.
Where's it 1 now?
Very hard hit ball. Right onto center field. He is trying for 2, and that is an out. However, that does still score the runner. And the Rockhound bats
Leading off for Tulsa, the center
still give us nothing.
Jacob
Hey, let's go right here, huh?
Pearson.
Ball. Down.
This fastball looks to be, I think, the pitch with probably the most
Low one down
control. I mean, by the time that this guy gets up, into his maximum potential, I expect it to be
I got it.
a situation where wherever your reticle is, wherever you want the ball to go, that is exactly where that ball is going. So, certainly sky's the limit for him. We see just excellent control. I think this is going to be our 4th fastball in a row. And we're just dotting.
Hey, we got 1 here.
Uh-oh. slider catches just a little bit too much of the plate.
No runner. Cut hold, cut hold.
I think we'll see. Yeah, not a terribly located pitch, but he does get on it.
Ball one. Ball two. 2 balls, no strike.
Uh-oh. The two-seamer left up. One thing I do want to see, yeah, his stamina currently only 66. So,
Hey, one down.
you know, as he does get older, does that stamina start to become an issue?
Three.
You know, how often can he go, you know, past 6 or 7 innings? Probably very, very rarely. And we are getting hit around a little bit here, giving up 2 base runners in the top of the 3rd.
Ball inside.
Hey, let's roll 2, huh?
But we are in position to get out of it quickly with a double play. And this sinker's the pitch to do it. However, I don't know. That looked like that might have been a swing and a miss.
Full count.
We're going to go down and away with a fastball. And there is the control, the precision, where even though he does not necessarily have the high K per 9 rating as a player,
Nope, that's a
he
ball.
can still locate when he needs to get those strikeouts.
That's ball two.
Outs here.
Even those pitches, like, very well located.
1.
That one should be a ground out to first, which it is. And no damage done despite giving up some hits there.
Nobody here, nobody.
And we still have yet to score through 3.
Brandon Lewis.
You know, would like to see our bats give us a little bit more support. And I think this sinker is probably one of our weaker pitches. We've seen it left up quite a bit.
Ball.
Doesn't generate much swing and miss.
I got it.
And that one is rocketed into left field off the wall. 100 miles an hour off the bat. I think that's kind of where we take our cue
And no one down here.
that the sinker is not our pitch to rely on. The fastball slider has been good.
Hey, come on
The
now.
changeup has been pretty good. How about a two-seamer low and away? Fouled off. And now we come back way far inside with the slider, but
2 strikes.
doesn't bite. The changeup does get us another strikeout. Swing and a miss.
Now batting, right fielder
Hey, we got one.
Samuel Munoz.
Ball, that's low.
Yeah. I think changeup, slider, fastball are his 3 pitches that he needs to rely on to be successful. Mix those up well. He's going to be very hard to read. And as well as he's located on some of these fastballs.
I go.
It's just very tempting when you have, you know, a runner on to pound sinkers, try and get
Hey,
second
2 away
baseman.
now.
Walker Martin.
Get ahead. Stay ahead.
try and get some of those, you know, weak ground balls for easy double plays, but they've just been hit too hard and left up.
One ball, 2 strikes. Did he go?
And we get another swing and a miss. So Stuart Orr, despite not being the best strikeout pitcher, actually has a decent amount of strikeouts. I'd say probably 1 or 2 per inning, at least 1 per
The
inning.
center fielder
And still
Come on now.
excellent effort, but getting matched from Tulsa, their pitcher has not given up a single run. Of course, one of our runs, I think, was in the inning, was started with an error from our third baseman with a poor throw to first. I think that was the same inning. So far, wow, that's a flail. I know he said we have a sinker, we need to use it at the very least to keep him honest. And that one does get a swing and a miss. After seeing him flail at that high outside fastball.
Catcher, Logan Tanner.
We knew we didn't really have to challenge him. We are running a little low on energy. But we've done really well so far.
Hey, one away, one away.
Ball 2. 2-0.
Come on, guys.
Need to get a strike up here. Same location, but different look with the slider.
No, that's low.
As you can see, we're locating well. Nothing's really crazy outside. We're not missing way far. Looking to put away here with the slider. Absolutely dotted. But fouled off. And that's another strikeout.
The batter, number 1, shortstop Noah Miller.
We got two down.
This is where, if he has 80 to 90, stamina,
Now, let's go, let's go.
we're looking at him to go 8 innings, like 7, 8 innings, pretty much every game.
0-2 is the count.
And he has really settled in, had a couple
Ball.
sort of rough innings, but still, that error is what really...
1-1-1-1.
We're going to get there? We do. And that's 5 strong. We have given up 5 hits, which was a little surprising. But...
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the
And we get pulled
number 46,
for Robert Salinas.
Roy Salinas.
And our day is done. We're going to go ahead and finish through the rest of this game.
He's out. You're out.
And the Rockhounds end up losing 3-1. Although I think we saw some good stuff. Oh wait, no, we didn't. Hey, I read that wrong. We win, and we get the win for our pitcher as well. 7 strikeouts,
7 men on base.
5 hits, no walks, only 1 earned run through 5.
1 run.
Not bad. Would love to see him give up a few less hits. But that seemed to be a pretty strong lineup for a Double-A team. All right. I don't think there's... I think the rest of our rookies from last year that are in the minor leagues are either in Single A or not necessarily someone that we're probably expecting a lot out of in the future. So that will be it for our minor league. I would still like to do one major league game and finish out the month of June. And then, of course, we would have the draft in the next episode, which is always incredibly exciting. Get to see our next crop of potential future stars. Looks like our team has slipped, losing 2, 4, 5 in a row. And why is that? What is going wrong with this team? Well, it looks like Trevor Bauer is back on track, although still pretty high ERA, still regressing very quickly. Eric Lauer, a free agent signing that we felt pretty good about, is getting absolutely shelled. Giving up 42 runs in 61 innings and 76 hits in 61 innings. That is not good. Paul Blackburn doing Blackburn things, keeping it right around that 4.5 ERA. Sears not looking great, and Mason Miller. We saw a lot of improvement in his ratings from last year. Unfortunately, and we gave him a decent contract extension, but just not having a great year. Not having a great year. Manello is also getting shelled. Free agent pickup that we had. And this is not looking good at all. Phil Maton, though, as our closer, is raking. Drew Streck, what do we do here? What do we do here? Let's at least switch that up. Maybe we take Jorge Lopez, put him. I mean, he doesn't have the stamina for a long reliever, but maybe at least we have a couple options there. Okay. And then batting, not terrible. Geloff continues to excel. Not really hitting the ball well against lefties, I suppose. But, 283 with a 346 on base. OPS creeping up to 900, which is very good. Slugging over 5. And a WAR at 2.4. He is looking very good. Ryan Noda, definitely a surprise here. Putting up similar stats, not quite as good slugging percentage, but definitely a surprise. Chapman having a good year, doing very well against lefties. Holy cow. +3 contact and +6 power versus lefties. His potential goes up at 30 years old. And that is very exciting. We signed him to a 3-year deal, and it looks like he's excited to be back in Oakland. Brown not doing particularly well. He's better at hitting righties typically, but his contact rating is going down. I think we're going to have to switch him out. I think we go to, let's see. Who do we go to? That is the question. We could put Olivares out there, but the only problem is he's pretty awful at defense. But maybe that's where we look to bring back Estuary Ruiz. He's batting .270. Definitely improving. Not improving power versus lefties, but definitely doing much better than last year. And he can play all over the field. No one else seems to be performing particularly well. Des Cameron is actually doing okay. Could be someone we look to call up, but Brownie just barely over 207. You know, someone that's been with the Oakland organization for a very long time. Definitely, want to bring, with the history of the A's and them just dumping players, definitely want to try and keep around some veteran presence, but I think we have to make the move. We're going to have to put Olivares out in left, and we're going to bring in Logan Davidson to DH. He'll be down in the 6th spot. Some of our guys, that we traded for, Maraschino, we look to kind of have a breakout year. Not really having that, not performing as well nearly as last year. But still, it's time to turn it around. Tyler Soderstrom, our all-star catcher of last year, his potential went up to an A and now has gone down to a B, which is very unfortunate. So, some of these guys that, we signed him to a very long-term deal for the next 8 years, hoping that he was going to be our next star. And he is not it right now. So we're approaching the halfway point of the season. And how long do we have until trade deadline is July 31st? So I think the end of this month, we're going to set our trade block. All right. Who do we want to play? We have one division game at Houston. We have definitely fallen down the ranks, but it's still very close considering we're not even halfway through the season. We're 8.5 games behind first, but let's see where we're at in terms of wild card. We're only 2.5 games out of the wild card. So, coming up to the trade deadline, we're definitely not looking to sell. But we will see. We'll see. Let's see if we can take. We're going to see if we can take a game from Houston. We're going to hop into this one, play the full game. Eric Lauer's on the mound, who has really struggled this year. So this will be our first. I think we used him for our first game of the season. And he performed really well for us in that first game. But since then has really fallen off. So we're going to try and look to get him back on track. But no easy feat, because we're facing the Astros, who have a ton of talent in the batting. And what an outfit for our young lady throwing out the first pitch. Got her Uggs and her
Leading off for the Athletics,
baseball cut t-shirt.
fielder number 3, Dylan Carlson.
And we take a cutter right down the middle. Also not easy facing off against Framer Valdez. A very talented pitcher here. 88 overall. Just excellent stuff.
Ryan Noda.
Nope, that's a ball.
But, those first 2 pitches were right down the middle. So we could do damage if that's where the pitches are going to be throughout this game. And there's a curveball. Again, right down the middle. Noda puts a good hack on it. 104 off the bat, so hard hit.
Matt Chapman.
And Chappie hits a rocket out into right field. That should advance Ryan Noda to third, which it does. And Chappie looks to be a spark plug for this team.
Edward Olivares.
You know, it's great to see someone, you know, well into their career having a stellar year. His potential goes up. You know, some of our younger guys not performing, maybe they can look to take some cues from Chapman about how to, you know, get their game back on track. I mean, that's just a great sinker right there. Even if we do make contact, not too much you can do with that pitch. So we're fighting off these pitches. That curveball, very low in the zone, and we're early again. Early on a sinker and on the curveball. And now we've worked ourselves into a full count. And that cutter left up in the zone, but very early. We fouled that one off. And that's ball 4. Bases loaded with our young stud, Zach Geloff off the bat. Not known for his power versus lefties, but with an 886 OPS and 12 homers on the season, you would think at some point he's still been performing reasonably well versus those left-handed pitchers. Pretty good pitch to hit there, but inside, not trying to get jammed, looking for just the right pitch. And that is just a beautiful curveball. Again, just not much you can do with that. We had a high fly ball out in the center. We do tag up. And Noda has just enough speed to leg that one out, and that is an RBI. That is a sacrifice fly. Need to make sure I'm getting the right terms. So it doesn't hurt his batting average at all. That cutter flew in on the hands. Definitely not the most disciplined swing there. But we've gotten to Framber Valdez early. Already 20 pitches. Had some hard hit balls, had some walks. That fastball, I feel like, really rose at the end there, which is kind of crazy. A well hit ball here on the right field. I don't think that's going to have enough carry. And it does not. That'll be the third out, but the A's do some damage. Like I said, a couple hits. We had a couple walks. Maybe just one walk.
Leading up for the Astros.
And we're Kyle Tucker with an OPS over 1,000 is leading off for the Astros. Somebody make it make sense. Again, part of that incredibly talented Houston Astros lineup. We're going to have to hope that Eric Lauer is at the top of his game today. And we start off with a strikeout.
Batting second, the shortstop, Jeremy Pena.
You know, I think versus righties, we got the cutter in on the hands, looking to jam him. Have the back foot slider to go to. Also have a circle change, which could do some damage after you attack him inside.
That's a ball.
But not if it's located like that. How about the back foot slider? Get a great swing and miss there. And now Yordan Alvarez. Jesus Christ. Hitting .343 on the year. I mean, you got to be a little fearful as a pitcher facing some of these batters. but you can't pitch around everyone.
He's out.
Luckily, we get a ground out, and that is one inning through so far without a hit. We tame the Astros lineup, and our bats are up as Trent Grisham gets behind this one. That one's going back, and it is gone. A leadoff first pitch home run, 109 off the bat. Love to see it. Sinker left middle.
That's a ball.
And Framber Valdez, a very talented pitcher, having a little bit of a tough time to start this game.
Ball. That's ball 3.
And Soderstrom is starting 3-0. I think we give him the red light here. We're not swinging.
That's ball 4. Take
That's a good call, as that sinker just clips the bottom of the zone. But still a ball, and that is a walk.
No, he's safe.
Even that pitch was a strike. It's still on the black. Could have been a 50-50 call. And that's another sinker left right down the middle. Maraschino gets a hold of that one. And that is off the very top of the wall. This could be a triple as they just field it. Maraschino pulls up. But that is an RBI double. Ronnie Maraschino, one of our players, our young guys, that we traded for last year. Looking for them to make an impact and just haven't really progressed in year 2 here in Oakland like we thought they would. But the season's still not halfway over, so we're not going to panic. Very rarely is everyone on your team going to have a great year every year. In fact, that's never going to happen. And that's a curveball left up. Hit very hard. But hit very hard directly to the left fielder.
That's a ball.
Ryan Noda, kind of one of our under-the-radar guys who is performing very well. Or at the very least, like above average. Definitely outperforming what we thought he would do. And once again, we have a batter, 3-0. Giving him the red light. We're not swinging.
No, ball 4.
And that cutter on the black inside does not get the call. And now we have Matt Chapman, who has been absolutely crushing lefties up. Let's see if we can get a pitch to hit. Leading the team in RBIs. Sinker low. Take a good hack at it, but very late. Now we're in the hole 0-2.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Got a shot here to do some damage.
That's out.
Really put this one potentially out of reach early on. That sinker really fooled us, but we just foul it off. And that one, a hard hit ball, just gets back to third base, just gets past the third baseman.
The batter.
And that is
Edward Olivares.
another single for Chapman. And now we have the bases loaded. And that sinker looked to be a pitch to hit. Ooh. Cutter in on the hands. We're early on it. And hard hit, but foul. And again, we're 0-2. That one squirts away from the catcher. But they do cover in time. No runner comes home.
That's ball
The curveball did look enticing. Hold off. Now we're 2-2. And Framber Valdez in danger of walking another batter. And he does. He walks in a run. Uncharacteristic outing here. Framber Valdez. 50 pitches through 2 innings. And our young stud, Zach Geloff, what's he going to do with the opportunity here? Maybe could have taken a hack at the curveball, but, you know, after giving up walks already, we're... Oh, that's going to be a ground. That's unfortunately a double play. We do take the hack at that curveball, and that's why we're normally looking for those higher velocity, you know, the sinkers, the fastballs.
Leading up for the Astros.
But we still, that's another inning with damage done. And that would help that Eric Lauer can continue after his good first inning. Incredibly located pitch there.
Ball inside.
And that's 2 check swings for Jose Altuve, but he doesn't go around. So far doing okay. Foul off. Let's see if that circle change. Should be a good pitch here. Altuve does scoop that one, but Dylan Carlson out in right field snags it. It's nice to finally see a batter that's not hitting over 300 in the lineup. Gives us some confidence here.
Ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes.
We do get the swing and the miss on the cutter. See if that back foot slider. I think this is a good spot for a changeup. That one, hard hit, but Maraschino gets to it in time. That's a ground out. I think we've started every batter so far with a cutter or fastball, so we're going to start with off speed this one. What's that bat? Hard hit ball there. But, you know, when you're facing this talented lineup, should not be surprised at hard hit balls. We just have to make sure they stay foul. Bregman reaches out, way out, for that fastball outside the zone. And that's another ground out. See if we can continue our success versus Framber Valdez. And we have to make sure we're not going to get swing happy. You know, after having success, it's easy to think that every pitch you're going to get is going to be a well-hit ball. That one actually does land. Curtis Mead round second, heading for third. The cutoff throw was made, but not in time. And that had just enough carry to get past the outstretched arm of the outfielder. And we are starting our third inning in a row with great success. This curveball way high in the air, but should easily score Curtis Mead, which it does. And that's 2 batters in a run. Soderstrom gets a pretty good contract extension for such a young player. And, you know, just really not performing this year. Especially not compared to last season. Certainly not going to be an all-star. but looking for him to have a little bit of a bounce back. Roll over the top of a sinker there. Altuve is going to get it. And that is out number 2. But so far, 3 innings with earned runs in every single inning. Been patient at the plate. Had great contact on the ball. Had 2 home runs so far. 1 or 2. And these, anything on the black that's, east-west is just not getting a call. So I do feel for Valdez a little bit.
Dylan Carlson.
He's getting a little unlucky with his calls. But, we're also seeing it well enough not to swing at those. We know, we have a feeling where the strike zone is. So we feel no pressure to take hacks when we think they're going to get called balls. And that curveball left up, well hit, but unfortunately hit right out to the center fielder. We do get another run on the board. And now we continue to face this talented Houston lineup who has been shut out thus far. Of course, still early. Be shocked if we were to blank them after how poorly our pitching has been this year. But, this could be the catalyst for Eric Lauer to, maybe start his comeback for this year and really start to maybe see some success towards the second half of the season. And so far, just 31 pitches through 2 2/3. That's really the first hard hit ball that's been fair, but it is a fly out to left field on the first pitch. And we're looking to continue. A lot of these pitches are just honestly not even close. Easy to take them. Those pitches have been called balls all day, so I'm not okay. I am okay with I wants to give some strikes on that too. That is perfectly reasonable.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But that's a 5-pitch walk, and they finally
now pitching for the
pull Framber Valdez.
number 64, Brendan Vila.
Now facing a righty. Has a high velocity fastball that we're definitely going to be looking for. Chapman, much more success against lefties, but unfortunately grounds into a double play there. Just over the top of a fastball. Not a terrible pitch to take a hack at. But, we're looking for those, when we see high velocity fastballs, we're looking for those up in the zone. And don't get the bat down. Pretty well hit ball there from Olivares, but that's a fly out. And for the first time, the A's go an inning without scoring. Now we're definitely looking to see if this is going to turn into a pitcher's duel for the rest of the game. You would think, the A's would continue to have success. Against a likely their long reliever. He's probably not as talented as Framber Valdez, but just had a really rough day. Happens to the best pitchers. And it is swings like that that make us nervous. We know that the Astros can score 5 runs in a single inning. So we can't just get on cruise control here. But, you know, we need to find that balance between competitive pitches in the zone. We're going to, you know, where we're challenging the batters while also not just throwing cookies down the middle.
That's a ball. One ball.
But Eric Lauer, again, having a really off season so far.
Ball, that's in.
But, you know, he was our, not necessarily big name, but, you know, a starting pitcher that we intentionally got to put in our rotation and has not lived up to what we thought. But pitching very well here. Pitching very well here, of course. A's giving him plenty of run support. Feeling good about our chances to close out this game. I think we go right back to that slider. We're going to get a swing and a miss that far out of the zone. That one not nearly competitive enough, though. You got to think the fastball would look good. We do get a swing, but that is in on the hands. And a routine fly ball to right field. This is where we're looking for Geloff to excel here. Much better against righties. Looking for one of those fastballs to hit.
That's a ball.
And that is a very hard hit ball, but a very hard hit ground ball. Definitely sounded like it came off the bat a lot faster than 92.
Curtis Mead.
First pitch swing in there. A sinker we take a good hack at. Had the center fielder running, but it looks dies a little bit short of the warning track. Good timing. Good bat placement.
Ball, that's off the plate.
But so far, Brandon Bilak is holding his own. That one, very lucky wasn't a home run. Just couldn't straighten it out. And this one, a pitch to hit. Looks like Trent Grisham just got under it. And it looks like we may be in a pitcher's duel. Eric Lauer so far dominating Houston lineup. As if I am not mistaken, we are currently pitching a no-hitter. Of course, don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but
Nope, that's inside.
of course, probably cursed myself just by saying it.
Foul ball.
But we're pitching incredibly well so far. And all we can do is just look to continue that. And there it is. Geloff does not quite have the range to get to that, and that is a hit. Shouldn't have said anything. I'm an idiot. I mean, that is just the sportscaster's curse, right?
No one, no strike.
It's like whenever in football, when the announcer says, you know, kicker has not missed a field goal in 20 straight attempts, and then, of course, that's the one he's going to whiff on. But we do retire the next batter without incident. And he continues to perform well. That one hit very hard. That is going to advance the runner all from first to third. And they do finally have a runner in scoring position. And we would not expect to face Houston and not give up at least a run. We know this.
Ball one.
And this one, Oliveras does just get to it. Would have been foul either way, but does in the inning. We're back in the sixth. Still have Brandon Bilek on the mound, who is a starter. Yeah, he must be their long reliever. Pitching pretty well. Kept the A's off the board. And we've not been hitting the ball nearly as hard.
Ronnie Mauricio.
Some of these pitches, though, we're just late on. Or not maybe just late, but we're late on. And if we can just straighten some of them out, could get back to doing some damage.
Off the plate, ball one.
Of course, also getting a little swing happy, you know, when we have a lead, maybe not as disciplined, but Maraschino, tired of this talk, and sends a rocket out of right field, 392 feet, 105 off the bat. And as the great Dallas Braden would say, all aboard, next stop, Pound Town. A's add on to their lead. That is a 97 mile an hour off the bat. Hits the first baseman. Doesn't glove it cleanly, but he does just enough to get back to the base. And Ryan Noda with a well hit ball to right field. That one going back over the glove of the right fielder. I think that might be Alex Bregman. I think who is like something like 6'7", but can't reach up to snag that one. And now Chapman up, looking to continue his success for the year. Obviously, no love loss for the Houston Astros. Be happy to score 20-0 against them. Hard hit ball, but under it, that's going to be a very high and fairly deep foul ball, or fly ball. And we're back. Same story. I mean, 6 innings, 62 pitches, now 6 1/3. With only 62 pitches. You gotta think Eric Lauer is looking to go pretty deep into this game. If he continues at this rate of success, could see him maybe having a complete game. And if we have a complete game shutout, I think that is a huge success and something that might hopefully propel Eric Lauer back into good form. Maraschino at short. I gotta say, I'm really happy with our infield defense right now between Geloff, Maraschino, and Chapman. Those three are pretty stellar to have. Ryan Noda at first is good enough. I mean, first baseman. Obviously, they need to be able to field the ball cleanly and have, maybe some flexibility there to reach for some errant throws. Ryan Noda does do enough of that for us. And Brandon walks his first batter here. No Giloff up. I'd love to see him get into something 0 for 2 for the day. Does have a sacrifice fly. But has hit the ball really well so far this year. Love to see that in action. That slider doesn't hang up quite as high as we thought it would. A little early. We're down 1-2 in the count. That fastball, low and in. Unfortunately, kind of have to hack at that one with 2 strikes. Very easily could have been strike number 3. And Geloff held hitless so far for the day. Curtis Meade takes a fastball, middle outside. This one rises high and inside. Pushing the velocity up still at 95. The upper zone of his velocity.
1-0.
But that one is left middle. Trent Grisham doesn't hold back. 2-run home run. And the A's now lead 8-0. And we are through another pitcher as they bring out Anthony Desclafani. Not having a great year from the pen, it looks like. The A's absolutely dominating Houston so far.
Counts 1-0.
Came into this game really struggling so far in the month of June. Earlier in this episode, we got to see some of our rookies down in the minor league having a good impact there. Soderstrom takes a rip. That is a fly out. And the A's continue to add to their lead. Uh-oh. Jordan gets a hold of this one. At the wall. We make the cutoff. He doesn't run fast, but runs fast enough. As that's a double. And I know we've said it a lot, but we continue to say it. We can't really expect to hold Houston, hitless. Of course, you never really expect to hold a team hitless, I don't think, but when you have this much talent, I think where we're at right now is exceptional. Eric Lauer continues to deal.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Will say we are getting some generous calls. Come on, Chappie, you got this. Oh yeah, Platinum Glover, no issues there.
The third baseman, Alex Bregman.
And now we're looking to get to the 8th inning. Under 80 pitches, if we can put Bregman away quickly. These cutter sliders against righties has proven to be incredibly effective. That one hit very hard. And we're going right back inside with some heat. The cutter, though, hard contact made. You would think the circle change is going to freeze them, and it does. As another punch out for Eric Lauer, going 7 strong so far. And Maraschino 2 for 2 with a home run so far today. One of our young guys that, like we've said, has made trades for. Looking for them to have, a breakout year, and that sinker eats us up. That was an excellent pitch. Give credit where credit's due. And then another similar pitch, but, 10 miles per hour slower. So we're early and over the top of that circle change. Have to fight off that fastball high up in the zone, and we fly out to right field. Not a bad hack. Dylan Carlson over 4, maybe the only A who hasn't had a great day, but puts a good swing into this one. That one going back at the wall and gone. Someone get this man a ticket. A ticket to where? Hop on that train. Next stop, Pound Town. Oh my God, the success continues. Ryan Noda goes just a couple feet away from going back-to-back home runs. And this may be why Houston is not winning the division currently. Could be their pitching is just really selling this year. Chapman takes a hack of the circle change inside on the hands a little bit, just rolls over the top. Hit well, that is a ground out.
Ball, that's out.
Nice slider there in the bottom of the zone. It's a well-hit ball. Actually does get down. For some reason, left fielder did not charge, but makes an amazing throw to home plate and gets Noda. As we're trying to put up double digits on Houston, but no luck there. As we are in the 8th, Eric Lauer is getting tired. Looking to warm up some of our bullpen arms just in case this one, may start to get away from us a little bit. But I think at this point, it's got to be challenge pitches. We're looking to put this one away. And Eric Lauer has been dealing. Yainer Diaz, though, is fouling off some pitches.
One ball.
Takes a curveball. Come back with a changeup. Another off-speed pitch low.
That's ball.
Takes as well.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the shutout is over. As Yainer Diaz gets a cutter. High and inside. Honestly, not a bad pitch. That is not a bad pitch. We've been pitching there all game with great success. He just put a good swing on it, sends that one out.
0-1's the count.
And I think normally we might pull him out, but after such a stellar game, I think we keep him in. At least until, if they get another base runner, or we break 100 pitches, that's probably going to be the point right there where we pull the plug on Lauer. So he's got however many batters he can get through in 9 more pitches.
2-2.
Excellent located pitch there. I think when you see the changeup, you gotta swing at this, right? And he does.
The right fielder, number 30, Kyle Tucker.
And with 5 pitches left before 100, very dangerous batter to challenge, but we are going to nonetheless. We're looking to retire the side. That one very well hit, but very well hit foul is still a foul ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Lefty slider usually does damage. Thought about it, but does hold off. And Eric Lauer on his 100th pitch. Completely out of energy, but we're just looking to get through one more batter. And that slider does it. Eric Lauer, 8 strong on 102, 103 pitches. Does give up 4 hits and 1 home run, unfortunately. But an absolutely stellar day. Will not take that away from him. And we are going to be bringing in Trevor Gott to hopefully wrap up this game without incident. As Geloff flails at a slider. Good pitch from Desclafani. That changeup, however, left up. And Geloff, who had been held hitless thus far, puts a great swing on that one out into the gap in right center. And that is his 10th double of the season. Kind of surprising he doesn't have more. So we're maybe getting a little swing happy. I feel like that was we got to see that early on. It's way too low to swing out. Circle change eats us up a little bit. We fight it off, though. And that slider. Nasty break on the slider.
Nope.
We need to be fastball hunting, not just hunting for anything in the zone. And there it is. I mean, very well hit. Center fielder going back. He does make the snag, but that is going to advance Geloff to third with 2 outs. Tyler Soderstrom also held hitless in this game, but reaches out and pokes that one out to right center gap. That's going to score Geloff. And I think for our A's lineup, every single batter has at least 1 hit today. We've had multiple home runs. I think we've even had a triple in there. But this one eats at Maraschino. The curveball swings over the top. We do get to 10 runs on 14 hits.
Your attention, please. Now,
And Trevor Gott is up.
number 30, Trevor Gott.
And we're looking to put this one away. Beautiful sinker. 2 excellent located pitches.
Ball 1. Ball. 2-2 the count.
We're looking to challenge these batters. They've got 1 inning to get a lot of runs. So We're gonna make them swing and hit the. We're gonna make them swing and hit.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Yordan Alvarez with a tough day, but manages to scoop that one out into no man's land. Olivares gets there in time to hold him at first. And we're not worried. We have 9 runs to give up. And clearly we don't want to give up any, but letting people get on base by walk is a recipe for giving up a lot of runs. So we're going to attack with strikes, even if they don't get calls like that one. Chapman with great range there. And the Athletics win 10-1. I mean, I don't even know what you say. Who is better? I mean, Trent Grisham, 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, but Eric Lauer, 8 innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, and only 1 earned run. Hitting, Dylan Carlson, our weakest batter, goes only 1 for 5. Ryan Noda's 3 for 3. Chapman 2 for 5. I mean, just stellar across the board.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home.
4 home runs in total, 2 by Grisham, 1 by Dylan Carlson, 1 by Maraschino. That's just a dominant performance by the A's against the division rival. I mean, you know you're doing well whenever you take a team's ace out in the 3rd inning. And the A's are looking for a trade. Zach Eflin for J.P. Sears. J.P. Sears, a younger lefty by a year versus the 29-year-old righty. Zach Eflin is performing much better, but is regressing a little bit. And is vastly more expensive. I mean, this trade is good for us except for this contract, and it also just kind of doesn't make sense. So we're going to deny it. One, it just doesn't make sense, and we don't want to take on that contract. All right, we do go back to scouting. Our 3rd baseman, he's not bad. Probably, I don't know, a solid player. I guess we'll say that. He is a solid player. All right, so we do discover 1 outfielder who is not good. So we will pass. Now we only have 3 weeks left. So, we really need, we're really looking for someone that's going to, I guess we could look at that closer. We'll probably do that with our, pitching scout towards the end with these last couple weeks. Really looking for something that's, relatively surefire to be somewhat good. Not finding much. I've said this many times so far, but players like this are complete bait. This guy might be someone to look at. Great contact skills, pretty good defense, pretty good speed. This guy as well. Could look at, maybe one of these older players, these 21, 22-year-olds generally have pretty high potential. Have another power bat here, but we already kind of have that. I mean, do we just continue to go with power hitting outfielders? I don't know if that's the play. Just not seeing a ton of really great prospects. Yeah, none of these guys look to be amazing. But did we see? Yeah, these two guys look compelling at least. All right, so we'll start with left fielder Felipe Diaz. We'll continue to look for an outfielder. And starting pitchers in the East, we've made some progress on. Okay. Interesting here. Incredibly high potential. Just older and very low overall. Throws gas. I mean, a slider at 92, a changeup at 91. But just the, hits per 9, strikeouts per 9, walks per 9, pretty low. But, that's someone way down the board that, could be some value for us. We will advance. Go ahead and advance through this week. The Braves are interested in a trade. Why does everyone want J.P. Sears? I mean, I guess he's kind of young, lefty. He's just not performing well. And Oscar Iona, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I mean, he's younger, but a righty. See potential player, so pretty similar, but, he's in AAA. I mean, he actually looks like he could be someone. Like, I could trade for this player. So why is it then that the Braves want to give up this gentleman? I mean, I guess they clearly have an excellent rotation. They have some good starters already. I guess, I mean, it's not like they don't have lefties. Although this probably is a pretty good trade for us, I don't know why we make it. Or I don't know why they would offer. I guess I'll put it that way. Like, why would they offer this trade? Even though it would be a good trade for us, unfortunately, this is just one of those incidents where you have to protect the computer from itself. And so, I mean, yeah, so we'll decline that. And that is not good for our team at all. Dylan Carlson, starting right fielder, has a torn groin. He's out for 1 to 2 months. Put him on the 10-day. And who is going to replace him? Okay. I mean, it's got to be Connor Capel or Seth Brown. I think we'll put Brown out there. Connor Capel's not even breaking 200. So I think we put Brown. We put trying to look for someone that gets on base. Chapman, though, definitely has some pop, so I think we keep him. I mean, Soderstrom actually was, in our top 2 last year, leading off or second. Maybe we put him back in that spot and that kind of sparks things. And then versus lefties, we'll put Capel in. He has high vision discipline, so we would expect him to get on base pretty well. So 46 at bats. We will let it ride. And that is unfortunate that we great player starter for our team is out. Likely for 2 months. Don't discover anyone in the outfield internationally. Let's go to... We've had a lot of good players in the East in this draft we've seen, so let's look to the East. And Felipe Diaz seems to be a pretty good left fielder. Not a ton of speed, but okay on defense. Good contact skills, decent vision and discipline. Likely going to be a B potential player, but very interestingly, can play catcher, which is always valuable. I think we do scout him one more week. And our recently scouted started pitchers were still not super high, 30-50% on some of these guys. We definitely have, definitely have some decent players in here. So we'll keep scouting. Sim through our next week here. Kyle Moeller with a bruised hand. We'll keep him active. Cooper Bowman out for a few days. And I have to say, this has been a terrible month for the team. We get an offer. They want to give us Zach Eflin again for Paul Blackburn. Again, don't know why you're trying to make this trade. It doesn't make sense, so we're going to decline. Oh, I already sent my trade block. Okay. I didn't think I had. But, okay. Okay. Scouting assignments now, with 2 weeks left. And, we have decently scouted starting pitchers. I do want to take a look. We are going to scout the closing pitcher that we found. Even though we did draft a closing pitcher last year. Where is he at? We discovered him, and he is projected to be number 11 in the draft. Has fantastic ratings and is a lefty. 21 years old. But we're going to take a look at him. And we discovered 2 new outfielders in the East. This left fielder ends up being okay. Let's see who we discovered. No one particularly impressive. Just really unfortunate. I was hoping to find, good quality player, but we did have another left fielder that we wanted to take a look at. Raul Espinoza. Looks to be potentially a pretty well-rounded player, which is something we like to see. Although, that's fine. take a look at the 18-year-old. And we will sim through the remaining month. Dylan Carlson, still looking at 1 to 2 months. We're going to keep him on the 10-day. Max Muncy out for a couple days. We will look at our last week of scouting. And this closing pitcher, why is he unranked? He does not look bad. High hits per 9, high strikeout, like pretty good at everything else, like just a well-rounded pitcher. Looks to be pretty high potential. Lefty. I don't know. But let's see if there's a, we got 85% with him, so we'll go back to starting pitchers. I think we left off in the East. Didn't find anyone in the outfield in the East this time. We'll look to the West. And Raul Espinoza looks okay. Not great, but okay. Pretty well rounded. And we'll finalize our last week of scouting. And the last day of June. This has been an awful month for us, as you can tell. We only won 2, 4, 6. We only won 8 games in the entire month of June. We are now well behind the Astros, who apparently after getting their ass kicked by us, decided to start playing baseball again, as they are now leading the division. We are, of course, last in the division, 6 games back from the wild card, so we really fell off. If we can do the opposite of that, have a run in a couple months, we could be in contention for a wild card, so we're not giving up hope yet. But if our pitching cannot get under control, some of these guys, it is improving, even though it looks bad. And Phil Maton is disgusting. We are actually seeing our guys' ERAs come down, but we need more guys in that 3 to low 4 ERA range. This is not going to cut it for starters. So next episode is always one of my favorites to watch. Someone who ingests a lot of YouTube content. But so next episode, after a very disappointing month, we'll have the draft, the All-Star break, and the trade deadline, where I expect we will be making some trades. We made some good trades for ourselves last year. We have some starting pitchers on the trade block that we can look at. So we will see. We will see what happens next episode. But if you watch this live, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. If you're watching this as a VOD, thank you, of course, for your time. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. If you disliked it, then dislike it. And let me know why in the comment section below. Please like the video if you did like it as well. And subscribe if you do. Thank you so much for your time. And I'll see you guys next one. Bye.